Hello and welcome back. I am here with famous YouTuber, maybe infamous YouTuber, SmileTuT, but it's not actually
I
SmileTuT, right? It's
smile.
smile, unhappy, smiley face, right?
That's what it was supposed to be, but I just go by Smile at this point.
Smile.
You can just call me Smile.
All right,
Uh,
smile.
yo, Chicken Bros, what's up? It's your boy Smile here. I want to start off by thanking Anti-Woke Warrior for allowing me on his channel. It is an honor to have a chance like this. So
Yeah, no problem. Those of you who do not know about Smile's channel, look him up on YouTube. He's got some good takes. Of the videos I've seen, he's on point with the stuff that he says. So
I'm wanting to go make a separate channel for political news, but I might just make that podcast. Like I said, it all depends.
yeah, you have to let me know when you get that podcast up. And
I would
um,
most definitely give you an interview of sorts if I
yeah,
could.
yeah.
I like I say, if I go up in the rankings on YouTube, I'm not going alone.
Yeah. So we got this story here from Vice News. Republicans are furious that a driver was released after killing extremist teen. Now, I'm sure that most of my viewers have seen this story coming out about this driver who ran over the 18-year-old boy and killed him. So it says here, the man who admitted to hitting an 18-year-old with his car said the teen was a Republican extremist. Authorities have found no evidence of that. So you wanted to say something about this, I think, right, Smile?
Oh yeah, I have like a moral code I stand by, and I never leave. One of those things is you don't mess with kids.
Yeah.
So believe me, I am trying my best to refrain from screaming in rage when it comes to this story. From my own gatherings, I don't know if it's in this article. This man knew the mother of the kid, and
Yeah,
they
I've
were
heard that. Yeah.
he was a left wing guy, 41 years old, I believe, and
Yeah,
it was
41.
a 18-year-old boy.
Yeah.
And they had a argument over some sort of policy. Well, I've been told in different rumors that he had drunk himself into a stupor, and under that, I would assume with the MAGA speech that Biden gave with that red background, with all this vote Democrat or you're going to lose your ability to vote, all this bullcrap that the conservatives don't even do. If anything, it's all reflection.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that we're seeing this extremist. Now, what I think about this before we get into the actual article, but what I think about this is a sign of civil war. I mean, you're killing somebody for their political beliefs. That's
Oh,
a sign of civil war.
I mean, most definitely. The worst part of all of this is what happened when he got in the prison. 3 days later, I got a notification on my news app I use for my stories. Man complains about getting I think it was 500, no, $50,000 fine.
Yeah.
That's all the dude got. I'm not a flight risk. What's the problem here?
Yeah, it wasn't a fine. That's his bail. His bail was set at $50,000, which is
What?
not very high for murder. But the thing is this is not considered murder. It's considered vehicular homicide, which carries a different level of weight than murder does, even though it was intentional. So they charged him with vehicular homicide, even though he intentionally killed this person with his car, which is just ridiculous. But what do I know? I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a DA. I'm not a judge.
My mother is a lawyer. I can probably talk with her on that and get back with you.
Yeah. So let's take a look here. And the man who killed a teenager who he believed was a Republican extremist has been released on bail. And the case is quickly becoming a flashpoint for the GOP. Oh, really? Okay. So the 18-year-old Cayler Ellingson, I think that's how you say that, was intentionally hit with a car by 41-year-old Shannon Brant in the early morning hours of September 18th in McHenry, North Dakota. The teen later died of his injuries at the hospital. Brant admitted to hitting Ellingson and has been charged with DUI-related vehicular homicide, as well as leaving the scene of a crime. So those don't carry as much weight as the murder, which why
So
it's vehicular homicide, again, I don't know. I mean, it should have been, murder by car.
exactly. I mean, I have a deep fear of driving because
Mhm.
of this very reason.
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
personally wouldn't be able to live with myself if I ran over a kid. Like,
Yeah.
I would prefer to be riding a freaking trike, so that way I'm the one that gets hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Call me stupid, whatever. It's just my personal kind of feelings is I don't want to hit a kid. I don't want to hit anyone.
Right.
So I'd rather be the one getting hurt in the situation.
me see what it says here. Brant initially left the scene, then returned and called 911 when he admitted to hitting the kid. In the call, Brant stated that the two had a political argument and that he believed Ellingson was part of a Republican extremist group and was calling friends to attack him. Really? So he left the scene and then went back, even though he was afraid that this Ellingson kid was calling Republicans to attack him.
Okay, I'm going off on a limb here, but I think I know what happened. I have a hunch here. Don't take it for 100%. But I do recall the day before I found out about all this, there was an article out about how the DOJ, or not DOJ, the White House, whatever you call the big corporate conglomerate, has spent $700,000 into studying video games and how they become a extremist pothole where all the Republicans go to meet up and discuss their evil plans.
Of course. Why wouldn't we do that? I mean,
I am a huge gamer. Okay, I can admit that. You go to my channel, you'll notice I have gaming backgrounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I enjoy video gaming not because of some sort of extremist, not at all. It's sort of escapism. And on top of all else, have you seen what good the video game community has actually done?
Oh yeah, I mean the video games have been a benefit to society in many ways. You know, it's so ironic to me. I've been playing video games a lot longer than you, Smile, a lot longer. I don't play them as often as you probably, but I've been playing them a lot longer, and I've seen where this country was more conservative and now is more liberal. So explain to me how that happens when people have been playing video games more now than they were 50 years ago, for obvious reasons, right? Because video games were very new 50 years ago. They didn't even really exist 50 years ago.
I mean, we talking like the original Metroid. I'm sure.
No, not even that. No, not even that. You're talking like Pong 50 years ago.
Oh, Pong.
Pong probably was in its very first beta 50 years ago. I don't even know. We can take a look. See if
I grew up on I grew up on the NES system.
Yeah.
Because my dad had all the old games, or what I would call old, the NES, the Dreamcast. So while I am not in that generation, I played the heck out of Super Mario 64. I played the heck out of Resident Evil 1 even.
November 29th, 1972 was the first release of Pong. It's not even 50 years old yet. It's just under 50 years old.
What a world.
Yeah, because I grew up with Pong and a lot of other really simple games that were out there. So,
oh, believe me, I wish I could go back and see what it was like to be in like an arcade or something full of a bunch of people. That had to have been the best time ever.
It could be. I mean, sometimes you get into disagreements with people. You know, it's like anything else. But yeah, you could have a lot of fun in those arcades back in the day. Let's take a look here back at this article. We kind of got off topic there a little bit. Let me see. Captain Brian Niewind of the North Dakota Highway Patrol told Vice News that their investigation has not found any evidence to support the claim Shannon Brant made on the 911 call that Cayler Ellingson is a Republican extremist. Imagine that, because how many people in the world are these Republican extremists, that these boogeymen that the current administration claims is out there? In addition, we have not uncovered any evidence except Brant's statement that this crime involved politics, he added. No, there you go. So this guy's just a nut job.
I mean, if you have everybody on the right of Stalin, a right-wing extremist, are they really extreme at that point?
Yeah.
If the majority of people are extreme, that's not extreme anymore. That's baseline.
Yeah, exactly.
In a way, it's a logical fallacy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And not only that, but I mean, when you see people who are, I won't use myself as an example because I've said many times, like, oh, women should be taking care of the children. So maybe that qualifies me as a right-wing extremist. But whatever, let's take you. Do you think that women should be taking care of the children instead of focusing on career?
I have a huge issue with that sort of line of thinking because it all comes down to the family in question.
Yeah.
I am a biblical man, yes. I believe in the Bible and God.
Okay.
But I have lived in a house with two abusive mothers, a mother and a stepmother, who have both left me. The first one wanted me aborted, so take for that what you will. And I've had my father throughout the whole thing. He's been a strong-willed man that I've tried to look up to. I just can never get close with him on that level. So I don't think we should support two-parent homes, I think we should support the nuclear family first.
That's
Because
a better idea. Yeah, that's definitely what we need to focus on.
like people say to fix the black communities, you got to insert two-parent homes. No, you don't. You got to change the culture to be more accepting of two-parent homes and allow them to do it on their own.
Yeah.
If we put a mom and a dad together, what are they going to do? It's still going to be a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
It's still going to cause more problems to the kids. I mean, I'm mentally screwed up in the head because of my entire childhood. You see my point?
No, yeah. I see what you're saying is sometimes there's toxic parents that are going to mistreat the children. So maybe not having two-parent families is the only answer. Maybe we need to just focus on making everybody healthy. What we should do, I think, is focus on family overall, get extended family involved, because you might have the grandmother coming in and saying, hey, you probably shouldn't treat your son that way, my daughter. Why don't we focus on doing this a different way? Why don't we try this like I did with you? Or my grandmother did this when I was feeling this way. So why don't we try this? Instead, it's just like,
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
I would have loved that. You see, like I said before, I decided to raise myself as a kid. Early childhood, I realized no one was going to look out for me. It was just me for myself. And for a while in my childhood, I was mad about that. And I had a desire to help people. I don't know where that came in for me. It's always been there. I had a desire to fix problems. And my family, well, they had their issues. I'm not going to go online and spout that. That's not really my business. But when it came down to it, I knew I needed to, I thought I needed to help them. I needed to fix this problem.
Yeah.
Their argument was, you're the kid, we are the parent. And I understood that. Yeah. And in the same way leftist ideology works, it's a reality, but I'm mad at that reality as a kid. I was mad at it instead of trying to face it myself and figure out how to fix it. I was angry. I was mad. And I headbutted reality.
Yeah.
Let's just say that put me down a bad path.
Yeah, that can do that, definitely. It's being angry at the way things are and not having an answer to how to change them, not having the ability to change them. Yeah, you're going to bang your head into the wall. Mm-hmm. So let's see here. Back to the article. In a probable cause affidavit published by Law and Crime, Ellingson called his parents before being run over to ask if they knew Brant. Ellingson's parents did know Brant, but their son did not. He called back shortly after that to say Brant was chasing him. And Brant was later... What's that?
Sorry, I didn't mean to. He called his mother during this debacle? I didn't know that.
Yeah. He was being chased. He ran to an alley, and he called his mom for help. God. And then he was killed in the alley. Yeah. So Brant was later arrested at his home, where he was breathalyzed and found to be over the legal limit. Brant has since been released on $50,000 bail.
So why wasn't this man charged with DUI?
He might have been also charged with DUI. I don't know. Let's see. Ellingson's death came just weeks after U.S. President Joe Biden gave a fiery speech about fighting the current iteration of the Republican Party. Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic, Biden said, adding that it's citizens' duty to confront extremists. Yeah.
I love how they use MAGA and try to make it sound like a bad word.
I know.
What it means is make America great again. And I think the reason we're doing that and are so heavily focused on staying in America and being, I forgot the word here, it's a policy move where we just stay to ourselves. Isolationism.
Yeah.
The reason why we're doing that is because wokeism is spreading.
Yeah.
And it was a breeding point in America.
Yeah.
So we isolationists like I would be if I had a mental problem and had a partner by my side. I'd say, look, I got a problem I'm dealing with. Give me a moment. Let me work this out on my own, and then we'll come back into the limelight.
Yeah. They want to say that the phrase "make America great again," it means make America white again. And you live in a part of the country that has a high population of non-whites, don't you?
Oh yeah, we can't go down into Jackson. I'm sure you've heard of the water problem. I called up there to try to get I called up there to try to make a charity to help send bottled water up there with my channel.
Yeah.
I called off. I was like, what kind of crap would want to do that?
Oh, geez.
And all right, bye. I hung up.
Yeah.
You try to help them, but they don't want the help, and it's a crime-riddled mess.
Yeah.
I don't go into Jackson. No one I know goes into Jackson, especially not at night.
Wow. There's a lot of Hispanic people in California. There's, I think, 41% of the population right now is Hispanic, which is the largest racial demographic. 39% is white. So they outnumber the whites. So I'm in a similar situation. I don't think there may be as much animosity between the whites and the Hispanics as there is between the blacks and the whites. So maybe not so dangerous, maybe not as dangerous, but yeah, I mean, I'm a racial minority here where I live too. So
What's really funny about that, if you think about it, woke says that racism is personality and power, correct?
prejudice and power.
Yeah, prejudice and power.
Yeah.
Well, if you are the minority, that would mean that only Mexicans could be racist in your state.
Yeah.
And in my case, I can't be racist because I'm the minority.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Well,
if you have majority power.
yeah, exactly. So where does this work? I should be able to say anything I want at this point and get away scot free, right?
Right.
Not going to.
No.
I have decency, but
Right.
I should in their own way.
Let's see here what else this says. And so, unsurprisingly, Brant's use of the term Republican extremist in his 911 call caught the attention of several high-profile Republicans. Leftist murders a teen because he was a Republican. Then he's promptly released on bail, tweeted Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Twisted Dems' hateful rhetoric continues to bear toxic fruit. Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene called Brant a left-wing political terrorist and compared him getting bail to the plight of January 6th rioters, something she frequently comments upon. Not one January 6th defendant is charged with murder, yet they are rotting pre-trial in jail, not allowed to post bail. That's what Marjorie Taylor Greene said. Yeah, sounds about right. I mean,
only case of somebody getting killed for being on the Republican side. I've seen an old granny who got shot because she was pro-life.
no.
We have the DOJ busting down some guy's house because he was pro-life and he tried to help a woman not get an abortion, which you can have your opinions, we can have that debate. I'm not exactly all for it, but I can understand where people come with the we need some form of abortion, just like how I say with transgenderism. I'm going to get hate for this. I already know. Is it a problem? Yes. But the problem is that it's been politicized. Think probably back 5 minutes from now, obviously an exaggeration, but when transgenderism wasn't politicized, they had the exact same surgeries. The only difference was there was a lot stricter set of rules for someone to do it.
Yeah.
And they still went in the gender bathroom that they were assigned at birth, or whatever they call it these days. There was still a dose of reality to it, but they did it for their own comfort. It was a completely choice thing.
Yeah.
And there was no real issue with it. That I'm okay with. You see my point?
Yeah. I see. What you're saying is you should have the freedom to do what you want to do, and it shouldn't become a political issue.
Yes. I think that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah. And that's the way it was. You're right. I mean, people would go to their doctor and discuss this with their doctor. Now it's all about, oh, we have to have equity and inclusion. And it's like, when did we not? Oh, well, we have to have these men who claim that they're women on female sports teams. Have you heard of Hannah Mouncey?
Not at the moment. No, I'm not.
Hannah Mouncey. You're going to love this. Hannah Mouncey.
I wonder how many videos it's going to end up being.
Probably just one. This is Hannah Mouncey. Here, Hannah Mouncey is playing against her opposing team.
I mean, I knew there was a female boxer. What is this? Well,
this is Australia. So this is what is it? Rugby? I think it's rugby.
Holy crap! Even the Aussies got it now.
Oh, they've had it. They've had it. It's just as bad there as it is here. Here's Hannah Mouncey in a dress or something. Oh, I guess this is just a blouse. But it's like, you've seen me. You saw me on camera. Who's more masculine?
If you want me to be real,
yeah.
Dude looks like he bought a wig from the Dollar General and then he went to the great value section for clothes in Walmart.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. It looks like he's putting on an imitation. It doesn't look real.
Yeah. So yeah, you could do there's some more fuel for your channel, Hannah Mouncey.
Oh Lord. I would try to talk about that, but like I said at the beginning, I try to stay neutral.
Yeah.
until I have the audience. You get 22 people watching you every video, just about. You average about 22. I don't even get that, and somehow I have more subs than you.
More people
It might
subscribe to
be
you.
that I am multifaceted. I mean, every upload I do goes to Rumble
Yeah.
and every other area. I have shorts that run on TikTok, then YouTube,
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram. I mean, I do the whole 9 yards to try
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get. So I'm sure that's where the extras come from.
Probably. Yeah.
If I had the group of people I knew I could rely on YouTube specifically, to not get my channel taken down, I'd speak more freely. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If
Actually.
I ain't got that group, I'm going more for the neutral, just talking each side perspective.
Yeah.
The best way to see that would be on my one talking about the Big Hero 6 debacle,
Yeah.
where Baymax was going to get tampons and there was a trans masculine person in the cutscene in a Disney Kids TV show.
Yeah, I used to be more neutral in my presentation. If you remember, you said you looked back at my older videos, but I found I got fewer views and fewer subscribers. So I just said, all right, well, if you want the more extremist view,
Oh, yeah.
then we can do that. I don't have a problem with that.
The
So
problem I have is balancing that. You know what I mean? It's got to be a huge balancing act.
yeah,
Because YouTube has already shown itself to be on the liberal side.
yeah,
You are much more liberal than I am because I am dead center. I mean, I was dead center in 2010. These days, I'd be seen as an extremist because I had never moved my goalpost.
yeah. Well, let's finish this off. We only got a few more paragraphs left. Even former President Trump mentioned Ellingson in a recent speech that railed against the perceived lack of media coverage. Think of it the other way, Trump said. Think of it the other way. Supposing a mad person ran down somebody on the other side, it would be the biggest story you've ever seen. It's a disgrace. That's true. What's up?
I'm sorry.
No, fine. You're fine. What's up?
The Republicans are getting the wrong message. They're giving the wrong message. If they give this message of, if they laugh and joke and say, oh, haha, imagine if it was them getting it. They're going to be doing that while they're walking into concentration camps.
Well, I don't think he's laughing about this.
Well, no, but if you call that out and that's all you do, the right has always been amazing when it comes to bringing light to situations, but they are horrible when it comes to making solutions.
Oh yeah, they don't follow through with anything. They just
If they continue to do this, oh well, what if the roles were reversed? They're going to be laughing their way into a concentration camp.
Yeah.
I get so angry when I see those. That exact phrase angers me because I know what they're trying to do is kind of like oh well, silly Democrats.
Oh well, I don't know if I suppose they could be trying to do that. It seems to me like he's just trying to point out that, hey, look, this is BS. You can't have it both ways.
Trump has always been that X factor.
Yeah.
Like, people are always all over Trump, and I have always said I'm not the biggest fan of Trump.
Right.
I mean, he was a good president. Obviously, I can't deny he did some major moves for the right side of the aisle. I cannot deny that.
Right.
But he's such an X factor that at this crucial point in time, I would prefer any other MAGA Republican be in office than him right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Ron DeSantis, prime example.
Yeah.
I would prefer that over Trump. Trump has one more term left. I would use that wisely.
Yeah.
Not right now. That's like pulling out for lack of a better word, the Trump card right at the beginning.
Well, let's take a look here at the end. Social media posts on multiple platforms are also raking up likes as influencers use Ellingson's death to rile up their audience. And Brant did what Joe Biden instructed all of his supporters, posted the person with a Twitter account with over 113,000 followers. Ellingson was described as having a big heart and a kindness about him. He was just about to go to school to train to be an ultrasound technician. Outcryings of support have come in for the family, who had $50,000 raised for them in a GoFundMe campaign. And this high school recently held a moment of silence for the slain teen. So yeah, if you're watching this and you want to support the Ellingson family, you can go find their GoFundMe page. Of course, I'll link this article in the comments. I think holding a moment of silence doesn't do anything, really. I think that's kind of a waste of time, but
it's a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
I know not everybody is heavily biblical, But a moment of silence is meant to be like a more biblical move than anything.
Perhaps, but I mean, you're not supposed to bring religion into school, so they're not calling it any kind of religious thing. So
They're not.
yeah.
I mean, there's some debatability to a lot of that. Of course, I already know we're getting short on time with your editing and everything, so I won't go into that can of worms.
Yeah.
If I may, though, I'd like to mention I have actually just launched my merchandise store, and I will be helping Anti-Woke Warrior set up his. As of right from now, I believe the next 2 weeks, if you use code OGCB, that being OG Chicken Bro, but it's just all caps OGCB, you get 20% off anything in the store.
And your store is a charity as well, isn't it?
Yes, I have a TikTok, right? The way I do it is every 5 orders you get. So if you order one thing 5 times, or you set your order separate to you buy one thing, then you buy another and do that 5 times, or just 5 people buy something, I put $5 into my charity. And if you want to know how much you guys have raised overall, I am making a separate TikTok account for the sole purpose of donating into it so you can see how much you guys have made. And this all goes to St. Jude.
All right.
To fight cancer and to help kids, which is something I have always been very passionate about.
There you go. So if you want to fight cancer, help kids, then just helping out Smile for that reason alone is a good enough one. But he probably has some really awesome merchandise there too. Why don't you run down what your other social media is and the names?
I mainly use SmileTuT. The only thing that's not SmileTuT is totally not SmileTuT with underscores as my Instagram, where I ask you go for anything from, say, video suggestions, or if you just want to talk to me and chat, more than willing to have a discussion with you, hang out. I am a busy person, so expect it to be very sparse texts. But I do enjoy hanging out with the community. That's one of the best parts.
Yeah.
Just look up SmileTuT on, I believe I have Rumble, YouTube. Well, that's obvious. I had a Twitch. I deleted that because Twitch is going underwater right now. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't know if I've been taken down yet. Basically anything you can think of, and if I don't have it, message me and I'll get it.
All right. Well, is that it? Do you have anything else you want to say?
Thank you for having me. This has been an amazing time. I am glad to hang out with you on this one. If you ever want to schedule another one, be more than happy to. Just know Mondays are off. I have important things every Monday.
All right. Sounds great. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Peace.